watching UNO with Dr. Ambrish Saxena.
Hello students, today is Monday 23rd of December 2019 and I welcome you this morning in 71st episode of DME UNO. For the last 10 days I have been talking about different issues of Citizenship Amendment Bill and the related issues, and I have done 9 stories on this subject. Today I will further try to explain the citizenship issues and the identity issues in India. Now firstly, looking at the citizenship laws. In Indian Constitution, in Part 2, Article 5 to 11 deal with provisions related to citizenship, and any person can have the Indian citizenship based on 5 grounds. These are citizenship by birth, citizenship by descent, citizenship by registration, citizenship by naturalization, and citizenship by incorporation. Broadly, there are 2 types of systems regarding citizenship in different countries of the world. One is the right of blood and another is right of birth in the territory. India has a system which is a mix of the 2. Now, when the constitution was implemented on 26th of January 1950, so anybody who has taken birth in India after that is naturally and genuinely a citizen of India. But suppose if a controversy arises on the status of citizenship of somebody, and this may happen in case NRC exercise is conducted, then that person has to prove his or her identity. Now, in that case, that person has to submit all those documents or the papers which the concerned agencies are asking for. The Constitution authorizes Indian Parliament to make laws and rules with regard to citizenship. Accordingly, Parliament passed an act in the year 1955 which we know as Citizenship Act. And since that time, Parliament has been amending this act time and again, and till date 6 amendments have taken place in this law. Firstly in 1986, then in 1992, then in 2003, 2005, 2009, and then in 2015, and the latest is in 2019. As per the Q&A released by the government to give clarity on CAA and NRC related issues on 21st of December, it has been clearly stated that citizenship within brackets, registration of citizens and issue of identity cards rules 2003 will apply once the NRC exercise is initiated in the country. So, Citizenship Rules 2003 prescribe for NRC, but this has not yet been implemented till date in India except the state of Assam, though as per the 2003 rules, this has to be completed by the year 2021. Here 3 things are important to understand. One, there is a clear-cut connection between citizenship and NRC, and these are not the separate thing as the plea is taken about this. Secondly, the NRC related things were decided legally 16 years ago during the NDA government under Atal Bihari Vajpayee's leadership. It was in this background that the Home Minister Amit Shah clearly stated during debate on CAA in Parliament in the second week of December 2019 that the government will take up NRC at the national level. Now, in view of the current situation, the turmoils which is happening in the country, the government is trying to backtrack from the commitment of introducing NRC at the national level. While the NRC exercise is still pending, the government has initiated another scheme which is called National Population Register, NPR. This whole exercise was launched just before 2011 census, and you must be knowing that census happens in India every 10th year, and government is interested to complete this exercise in the next census, that is 2021, but its pace has been very slow. And under the current situation, wherein many non-BJP chief ministers have announced that they are stopping working on National Population Register, it seems difficult that this whole exercise will be completed within the deadline. And here two things must be understood. One, that NPR and census are the interrelated exercise. Two, that there is little difference between NRC and NPR. Rather, they are closely connected exercises. In the year 2010 only, the government came out with another scheme which we all know as Aadhaar. This was an attempt to give a unique identity number to every citizen of India, and for this purpose an organization was set up which is known as Unique Identification Authority of India. In the year 2012, the government made it mandatory in many sectors, and by 2013 banks made it mandatory for KYC and other banking services. And it was at this juncture that many people came forward criticizing this scheme, and many PILs were filed in the Supreme Court against this act because it was said that this is in violation of the right to privacy. But then government went ahead implementing Aadhaar despite the court cases. In 2018, the Supreme Court gave its judgment and approved Aadhaar with certain conditions. Now, after this judgment, Aadhaar is not mandatory for banking services. Also, private sector has been restricted of making use of Aadhaar. But Supreme Court has allowed the use of Aadhaar for the welfare schemes so that the benefits can reach to the common people. Now, this whole issue must be understood in the light of Assam Accord and the NRC that was conducted in Assam. The Assam Accord was signed in the year 1985, and accordingly it was decided to identify and deport the foreigners. Foreigners here means the illegal migrants who had come to India from Bangladesh. For this, NRC was to be conducted, but then no government did anything for NRC. If we talk about the government and the center from 1985 till date, there have been governments of Congress, of BJP, of the third front at the center, and in Assam there has been the government of AGP, Assam Gan Parishad, who in fact launched the Assam movement from 1979 to 1985. There has been government of Congress in Assam, but none of the government either at the center or at the state level did anything to push NRC for the implementation of Assam Accord in Assam. It was only with the intervention of the Supreme Court that the Manmohan Singh government started the exercise of NRC in Assam, but then it remained at a slow pace till the time the BJP government came in the center, and when the BJP government was formed in Assam also, this whole exercise was accelerated. So, in fact, this NDA government is to be given the credit for taking this NRC exercise to its logical conclusion. The government did not stop after the completion of NRC exercise in Assam. It went ahead by bringing a law which we all know as Citizenship Amendment Act in Parliament, and this actually became the bone of contention. And here we must understand three important facts. In Assam Accord and NRC, the cutoff date was decided as 25th of March 1971. But in CAA, this date was extended to 31st of December 2014. This annoyed indigenous communities of Assam because they found a threat to their culture and language. The youth was also annoyed because they felt that it will hamper their prospects in education and employment. Another point, in Assam Accord and NRC, all illegal migrants were to be identified and were to be deported, and in the case of non-deportation, obviously they were supposed to be put up in the detention center. But CAA made a distinction among these illegal migrants on the basis of Muslims and other communities. So accordingly, the action now is to be taken only against Muslims, and on the other hand, Hindus and other minority groups of the neighboring countries, they were to be given the citizenship of India. This in fact created apprehension among Muslims in other parts of the country, and that is how all this turmoil is being seen these days. The third important point is that Assam Accord and NRC was confined to Assam, whereas CAA applies to the entire country, and whereas in Assam Accord the reference was to illegal immigrants coming from Bangladesh, in CAA all three neighboring countries besides Bangladesh, Pakistan and Afghanistan have also been included. This created a lot of confusion, and people in the entire country started feeling scared because of this kind of situation. So, setting up multiple agencies for the identification of illegal migrants and also the identification of Indian citizens, and also making of citizenship rules which are evidently not convincing, has created a situation wherein there is a feeling of mistrust among the people. So, let us all hope that the government and the protesters will see reason and the peace will be restored in our motherland. That is all in today's edition.